everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've got the book set up this way because I'm going to do a little bit of talking. First off, I want to apologize for the shadows that are being cast. I am dealing with some darkness, so you guys please just forgive me for that. And secondly, I want to explain a little bit about the book. This is volume 2 in my A Rose in Paris volume series. It's going to be 5 volumes. Number 3, I'll probably upload it sometime next week or after. This one was originally supposed to be for sale, but I have made a few mistakes, so I will not be listing this in my Etsy. However, if anyone is interested in purchasing the journal after seeing the journal, then you can go ahead and contact me via the email that I will list in my description box down below. So the name of this one, I don't know if I said it or not, is it's volume 2, and it's A Call to Nature. And as you can see on the journal, I've got some fleur-de-lis. This large butterfly is from Tim Holtz botanical die cuts that he has. I have a pack of those. I have 2 packs. I'll probably go back and get another pack because I really enjoyed using them in this journal. On the spine, I have a very simple tassel that I've created using torn pieces from the fabric from this piece and that piece, and then some of the seam binding that I dyed when I dyed the fabric as well. I just have a little chain here that has the sun, a little heart, a flower, a butterfly, and a little heart that has a little rose attached to it with a larger butterfly at the end. Now, one of the mistakes that I made, this was just one straight journal, saying that all of it was the same color. It was all this color. So I overstuffed my journal, and I had to tear it apart. And I then added the spine piece, so it's my journal cover is 3 separate pieces, okay? And so it is bulging out here, and there are some glue globs here. This is the back of the journal. It has a little tuck spot there for my little signature card. The side of it, I have a little Paris charm. It says the Eiffel Tower charm that says Paris, a little butterfly, and this one is just a little rose. And so you get a better view of the cover. This is just a little fleur-de-lis, like I said, his big piece, and this is another Tim Holtz piece that says possibility begins with imagination, and this is just some of the French dictionary pages with some burlap trim behind. A little doily and some cheesecloth, and this is the little French fabric that you get at Walmart. So I want to show you guys this large Shakespeare journal that I purchased a few months ago. I purchased a few, and this is the best one. This will be going in my personal library, and I love the inside covers of it. I also love the gilding, the gold gilding, as well as the illustrations that are littered completely within the book. I mean, it's just loaded with illustrations. So that's going to prop my book up so that you guys can see the journal better. Okay, so this is the inside, and love these pages. This is just some of the paper that you get. I don't know what paper pad it's from. It was on the back of it. But you know how Hobby Lobby has the loose pages that you purchase? I purchased quite a few different pages. They were on sale for 25 cents a piece, or for $1. And so that's what that is. This is just my copyright page. I got a little colorful with it this time, but it says Volume 2, A Call to Nature. And I did something a little bit different in that I added this part this time. Entered at Clemmy's Hall of Creativity, all rights reserved. Some light stamping that pulls out. And the paper pad that I used is, I believe, it is Die Cuts with a View, but it's called Preserved. I think it's die cuts with a view. Looks like they're papers, but do not quote me on that. And I was inspired by Yvonne, and I kind of don't want to say that because she really made some beautiful ephemera, and I just kind of played with this a little bit. I will be playing with them some more and adding them in some other journals. But it's just an embossed tag with a rose and a butterfly, and I use my distress inks with that. Love the way they turned out, and it went with the journal perfectly. This is one of Tim Holtz pieces. I've got a couple of ephemera from the paper pad. This is just a glassine bag that I have coffee dyed up really well. I like the way that that turned out. Some Edith Holden. Now the book is loaded with Edith Holden pages. Like I said, originally this book was supposed to be, or if I haven't said, it was supposed to be a semi-naked journal, and I was going to have lots of things clipped in. That way they could be removed, and you know, you can kind of customize it to your own desire. But I kind of still went a little bit overboard. This is just a decoupaged napkin that I made a pocket into. I've got a large tag, some Edith Holden. I'm not going to pull them all off. It's just Edith Holden pages. There's a lovely stamp. And on some of the pages, I've taken one of the plain pages from Edith Holden, one of the Edith Holden books, and his Tim Holtz die cut, and made a little pocket out of it. And it's talking about wild birds. So there's the bird die cut. Some stamping. And this is some Tim Holtz washi tape. This is just a little extra piece of paper from the inside covers. I just made a little journaling tag that says Paris, Milan, and Athens. Another little tag. Some stamping. I'm gonna do a quick flip, you guys. I stitched around the little word. It says a perfect moment. Is from the paper pad. I purchased some bird encyclopedias, and so I've added some of those pages in here as well. This is some vintage ledger paper. There's another little flower books. I've been watching some of the ladies that are doing the botanical journals, and so I really wanted to play around and work with that, and so that's why I've kind of combined the botanical, the flowers and the birds, nature with the Paris theme. So I just combined the two. I will be posting or publishing the other journal probably next week. And after that, I'll post some other things because I've got, I'm not sure. Let me take that back because I'm not sure how I'm going to late. I've got some other things that I've got to publish and get out. So I don't know when I'll publish the next one of these. But after number 3 is published, I will be taking a break or posting other journals because I haven't started on journal 4 or 5 yet because I want to take a break and do something different, or I am taking a break and doing something different. That says explore, dream, and believe, and butterflies. More Edith Holden. This is my triple fold out pocket. I don't have anything in the pockets, but there's 1, 2, 3. I need to go and close that in. It just opens up all the way for journaling, and that holds it closed. There's that. This is from the paper pad. That's a little tuck spot, and this is another little bird book that I've purchased. A couple of tags from the paper pad. Another one of the Tim Holtz pockets. And I love these coffee dot papers. Love that. I love the really dark and grungy papers when they have all these interesting lines and darker tones to it. And this is from the vintage French book that I purchased from or that I got at the Antique Mall in Austin. And it is in French. It's plain on the back. And I love that scene. That's just looks so peaceful. New rose stamp. I love it. And so when I was working on the number 3 journal in the series, I had added the quotes to this journal that I pulled up online, and it says, "Adopt a piece of nature, her secret is patience," and it is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So when I was working on journal number 3, and I don't know why I didn't pay attention to it when I was working on this journal or the journal before, because I used the same washi tape, but I just happened to look down and read this is Tim Holtz washi tape, and it's that quote. It says, "Adopt a piece of nature, her secret is patience," and I thought that was kind of cute, so I went back in and added that washi tape over beside that page. There's another little quote about the Eiffel Tower. "It looks like steel and lace," by Natalie Lloyd. And this is some French dictionary pages also. This is another little die cut from Tim Holtz. Love those pieces, you guys. I was going to decoupage this, but I thought better about it, and I've just left it in there plain. And I love that it has Paris in 1878 on there with a little bird. Just a little die cut piece on the edge of that music paper. This is from Butterfly book. Little bird die cut from Tim Holtz. Some more quotes. Some light stenciling of the Eiffel Tower. And I love this botanical piece by Tim Holtz. I love that one. It's nice and quite large. Fits the whole page pretty much. But more of those lovely papers. And this is 2 folded pieces of Edith Holden, so it's 8 pages right there. I made a large tag from one of the pieces of the paper pad, and I love that green. Is it a mossy green Tim Holtz piece? And just I've taken a glassine bag, folded over, and made another pocket out of it, and just some tags. And they're plain, just plain tags. These are tags from that kit. Another little bird page. I love this pink, and I love that pink rose from that paper pad. I've just played around and made some journaling pages with the rose as a backdrop. And this rose, an Eiffel Tower, I believe. I know the rose comes from Graphics Fairy. The Eiffel Tower again. This is just a map of Paris, and it's not attached on, it's just held on by a paper clip. Another little quote. And this is another one of Tim Holtz pieces. And I like that little quote if you want to take time to read it. Get it up close so that you can read it. I think it's empowering. Another tag. And I see some of the ladies make little notebooks where they just tear pieces of random paper. I've just used some of my coffee dye paper. It is heavily shimmered. I love the grunginess of it. And this is from the little paper pad. That is a tuck spot with a little bird on it. And that's just a little piece of paper. I decoupaged a napkin onto just regular coffee dot paper to make this large envelope, and I just need to go back in and glue it closed. More stamping, another little French stamp. And the pages in here, the poems, I believe, should have something about flowers. Okay, this one says daffodils, and that's why I included these pages. Flowers or something to do with nature. Another little quote. Tim Holtz piece. Large butterfly from his die cuts. And this is from the paper pad. I love that. Love the look of an embossed rose. Little bird down there. Edith Holden. And I just did some stamping. And these are tags from the kit. Edith Holden page. So this will flip up, and that is a pocket. There's the back, a little Tim Holtz die cut that went perfectly with the Edith Holden pages. So when I made my the other journal covers, I left enough room. I didn't say this. I left enough room so that when I did the first journal, that journal had it equaled 5, so it was 320 pages, and the spine expanded, and so it accommodated for all the extra pages that were in that journal. So this book only has 236 pages, and as you can see, and that's why I had to tear it apart, because I glued it shut and it didn't allow for the expansion, and so that's why I did that. So I think next time I make one of those, I will call it just an expandable spine. Another one of those embossed tags with some Edith Holden poetry from that book. Another stamp. And I do love the 5-hole pamphlet stitch, you guys. I'm loving that. Love that little this iris. More Edith Holden. And there's the other side of that pocket, just a stamp on this one, and just a little die cut on the back of it. Just some ephemera, layaway tag, little stamping from that, another little from that bird book. And this is just some of those tags. Now this little piece went all the way to the other side of the signature to create a pocket, but I tore it out and I have to go back in and glue that down. And I've just created a little pocket, just trying to do something to include that pages, because I think that's one of my favorite pages in that paper pad. And I was gonna make one of the little envelopes where they, you know how they decorate it, but I've not done that. I've left that as a blank canvas. And I will be gluing that down so that that doesn't happen, because it glues shut like that. Another, love those little books. Little pocket. Now, isn't this a name for a bird? My goodness. Almost through. Done some light stenciling. And I went a little crazy with the Tim Holtz collaging. And originally this is supposed to look like this. And I love the way that those two pages went together. but after I done it, I was like, that's too much. So I've just tucked the Edith Holden page over it to tone it down a little bit, and it is 2 pages. So that kind of tones all the busyness out of this layout. And this is just from that paper pad. I did create a little pocket with this layering. That's a little pocket. More Edith Holden. Large tag from the paper pad just made. Some Edith Holden. This is a tuck spot. And this is the last page, and covered the same as the front of the journal. Like I said, I'm fighting the darkness, you guys, so kind of forgive the shadows. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the flip. Have a lovely night, day, evening, wherever you are.